Welcome to this Perceptive Readers Podcast. Hi, I'm James Lynch.
Good day, Perceptive Readers, and welcome to this Telegram app moment. I'm going to share something with you that is very insightful and important at this time. Why? Because I do believe in allowing persons to save face. However, at times, certain persons, they can actually, because of their knowledge and because they speak well, and they can actually make arguments where it's almost like they can be telling you 2 plus 2 equals 1,787 or something like that. And because they speak so well, then the persons who even know better, who cannot argue on that certain level, will look like they the ones who are incorrect or wrong when they're saying 2 plus 2 is 4, because they don't speak as eloquent as the person who is saying 2 plus 2 is equal to 1,087 or something of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So, with that being stated, I want to actually share something with you in this Perceptive Readers Telegram app moment, which is normally a lot of exclusive information that I share with you that I don't even share on the Perceptive Readers podcast all the time. See, with that being said, this is why I have to share it, okay? Keep this information. Don't let it leave you. Download it. Keep it on your phone. Send it to as many people as you need to send it to, because it's just that important. What am I about to talk about? You see, keep this in mind. Since we're all human, since we all have talents and abilities, those talents and abilities don't still always exclude us from our own foibles and hang-ups and things of that nature. Would you agree? I'm sure you do. Now, with that thought also in mind, keep this point also to the forefront. People can have degrees and diplomas and all sorts of fields, but see, that still doesn't exclude them from being human, and a human that still is imperfect too until, we grow back to perfection. So they can make mistakes. They can have their own hangups as well. Now, since we've gotten that all clear, let me talk about the color red. Okay? Let me talk about the podcast that I made that stated your own faith in God. I've made very clear over the years what the color red and what it means to me and what it means to other persons. Now, it's interesting because depending on background and knowledge, see, persons can get so lost in the negative aspects or even what God did not intend to be blown out of proportion. And they can get so caught up in it that then, because they have lost the balance and the ability to view such a matter in the correct way, they think everybody else does. And so they would not only constantly bring it up because, see, this is something that's stuck in their own craw, but then they will actually take extenuating extreme steps to try to stop persons from either eating certain foods. I'm using that from a scripture because it was talking about conscience, but I'm using it the same way as even with colors that God created. You see, the variety that he has given throughout the earth. He created all these different colors. He created all the desires along with love and even passion in humans. And see, contrary to what some persons try to emphasize, just as people are made up in different ways, not everybody fight with certain vices or certain things like other persons do. They just got different things. And, I explained that before. So with that being said, red. Very beautiful. It means love. It means passion. It can just be a regular color that can highlight and things of that nature. And so I want to share something with you because like I said, sometimes it just become obvious of what different persons are doing or trying to do with the narrative. And I really want to emphasize this. On the pocketbooks.com website right now, I have a Who's Ass presentation, which I'm going to keep like that for right now. And it actually has this big red, orange, yellow, green, all these bright colors, okay? Very vibrant, and things of that nature. Now, when I first saw it, again, I actually viewed it exactly as the way even the person who created it viewed it. Nothing more or nothing less. And then it actually matched again with what I was thinking in a commentary that I made. And it dealt with wildfire. And the wildfire was a song that came out this year in 2022 against the current as one of the main featured singers on there. And they did an awesome job, and so it just fit totally with that. But keep that in mind, how I said what the original total meaning of that picture meant. Now, when I matched it with it, because it's royalty free, it was also stated, hey, you don't even have to give attribution, even though sometimes I do give attribution, things of that nature. I'm hoping to actually start doing that even more, even though the public domain pictures or wherever I may get it from, Pixabay or what have you, even though I grab the ones where there's no attribution required, I want to do it because it's just going along with caring is sharing. So that's something I'm just letting you know that I want to start doing more and more, and you may want to do that as well. Well, anyway, I noticed, certain ones, the same ones that always seem to be talking about this and that, talking about, linking the colors with ego and red and things of that nature. I just ignore it the majority of the time. And the problem that comes about sometimes, see, this goes to show you how much people have a hang up with certain things. When I first started using that picture, some of the administrators who really had no business doing what they were doing with sabotage and things of that nature. I have to bring that out. This is one of the ways they try to control you, mind control you, manipulate you in ways that God condemns. Let me say that again. God condemns it. Okay. But this is one of the ways they try to control people at times, when it can be a color even as red, and exactly the uplifting, wonderful way that you're using it, the beauty of it all, but they'll try to take it from always a negative aspect of meaning, we see this color, so now we got to shut down his internet. We got to do this. I've had all sorts of things like that. But you know what? Over the years, I still say, I'm not going to be programmed in this way, because I know, like Paul said, God made these things good. And the point is, I know which way I'm using it. And many balanced human beings also have no problem with it. Now, why am I saying this? Because as I mentioned before, some persons who may even have degrees at times, they'll just see any color red, and for them to be saying they are so enlightened and can speak for themselves, they go right along with the narrative that every time they see the color red, they got to start talking about ego. You see what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? See, that's, again, how Satan works. But I'm not going to go into that. Appreciate the color for what it is, because I want you to know now exactly what the original creation was of it, and how I actually found that picture that I have on the Who's Ass presentation right now on the front. on, and also as in the podcast of the wildfire commentary that I put in. Don't you know, I actually did a search for universe and also Big Bang Theory. You see what I'm saying? And the reason why I did that, because whether persons believe in evolution or not, because, I always say, okay, if a Big Bang did happen, who created the Big Bang? It came from God. Okay. So the whole point is I wanted a picture showing that as when God is sending out his creative power, you see all that awesomeness. And that's the picture that came up. So again, I just want to say, everything is not ego the way persons try to make it sound like every time they just see one color. And it's time to take yourself, even as an enlightened one with all these degrees, to another level of not having to speak on things just because you see a certain color or what have you. It's the intent of what the person means. And so if you know one person is really going to their head because of this or that, then you talk to them. But in order to try to force others to believe something who can look at things in a balanced way, you know something? It's not them who have the problem. It's you that got the problem. Thank you for being here on this Telegram app moment. You have a wonderful day. Take care.
You have just listened to the Perceptive Readers Podcast. Remember, until next time, if you read something that encourages you to improve or enhance your life for the better, it becomes your reality.